Hey, what's up guys, Eskazoo here, and welcome to another FIFA 20 video. And this particular video I'm very excited to bring to you guys, because every single year when a new FIFA game launches, the first thing I want to know is which players get upgraded to 5-star skill moves. There are always some players which get upgraded randomly and ones that get downgraded. So yeah, I'll be letting you guys know which players do get an upgrade and do get a downgrade as well. So if you like the sound of it, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and also make sure to hit the notification bell because there are plenty more videos coming to you guys from the FIFA 20 capture event. So let's dive right into this. We are starting off with the first player, the lowest rated 5-star skiller in FIFA 20, and it's an English player. It's not Jadon Sancho. It's a player from Scunthorpe United called Yassine Bel El Mahani. Never heard of him, and yeah, you can let me know in the comments if you've seen this guy play in real life. He's 58 rated, which I think is honestly the lowest rated 5-star skiller we've ever had in any FIFA. You can correct me in the comments. Could be maybe Lee Trundle, which was like in FIFA 13, I think. But I think this man is going to be the lowest rated 5-star skiller. He plays in, I think, the League 1 or the League 2. And yeah, 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. He doesn't really look that bad. Like, he has pretty good pace, decent dribbling, and then the shooting and the passing is pretty bad. But I'm excited to use this guy. And yeah, if you do follow me on Twitter, you would have known that I'm actually starting up Skill to Glory again, like unlocking 5-star skillers and stuff. And yeah, praying that I will be finishing enough this year. But yeah, he will be the first player we obviously are trying out. But yeah, Ben El Mahani. Looking forward to try him out because he's simply the lowest rated 5-star skiller. Next up, we have a familiar face in Ilsinho. Still a right mid this year, plays for Philadelphia Union for the MLS, 68 rated. And yeah, obviously one of the most old school 5-star skillers in the game. Used to be a right back. And the one thing I noticed is that he did get a pace downgrade, which is a shame. But yeah, I think he picked up a few informs for him too, I think, in FIFA 19. So yeah, I'm not too sure how he's been playing in MLS this season. But yeah, looking forward to try him out again. Hopefully picks himself up a few informs. Then we move on to another player from the MLS who actually made a transfer. That is Gary Mackay-Steven. Yet another player which is very known in the FIFA community to have 5-star skill moves. He played for Aberdeen, Celtic, I think Dundee United as well. Now he plays for New York City FC. Is a right mid. He's 69 rated with 83 pace, 74 dribbling, 62 shooting and 62 passing. Obviously a player you could potentially link up with some other players from the MLS. I can tell you already that there are some more 5-star skillers in the MLS as well. Moving on, another brand new 5-star skiller in FIFA 20 is going to be a Moroccan player. When I saw this player, I thought of one player in particular, Adel Taarabt. And yeah, his name is Driss Fatoui. I'm quickly going to look up where he plays for. I was going to say the Saudi League, but I am not sure. He plays in the Saudi League for Al Hazem Ras or something. I'm not too sure. I don't think this guy has been in FIFA as well. You can see, looks funny as well. 5-star skill moves, 1-star weak foot, a bit random. But yeah, we finally have a Moroccan 5-star skiller again in FIFA 20. 70 rated, 68 pace, 76 dribbling, 63 shooting, 70 passing, 63 physical. Obviously not the best player, but it's nice to have another Moroccan 5-star skiller in the game. And like I said, he kind of remind me of Adel Taarabt, who I honestly miss. Was one of the best players, like best cheap 5-star skillers ever in FIFA. Moving on to another player which actually had 5-star skill moves in FIFA 20, only in head-to-head. But I don't think he ever got them in Ultimate Team. That is Song Krasin. He's a player from Thailand and he plays in the K-League. And this guy actually looks really good. 71 rated, 85 pace, 76 dribbling. Not too bad if you ask me. 65 shooting, 66 passing, 3-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves. But he's very like he's not that tall. He's very short. I think he is pretty good in real life as well. I think I remember him like picking up an inform towards the end of FIFA 19 as well. So hopefully he gets himself a few informs like during FIFA 20. Would be great. Obviously doesn't have the best nation, but still looks like a fun player to use and maybe link up with some other players from the K-League. Then moving on, we have another fan favorite from my channel anyway, back in the day. That is going to be Ricardo Kishna, now back at Lazio Roma. He did go on 2 loan spells at ADO Den Haag in the Eredivisie, in the Dutch league, but he just kept getting injuries, which is the sort of thing he has been struggling with the last, I would say, maybe 4 to 5 years. I'm not too sure what he's up to at Lazio, if he's going to be leaving the club soon or if he's still a contract. So yeah, he could be like a player that could be in the database for like a few days and then maybe leave, but I'm not too sure like what his contract is and stuff. But yeah, it's nice to see him back in the game again. Obviously, stats-wise, not the greatest. He used to be much better. 71 pace, 71 rating, I was going to say. 73 pace, 76 dribbling. Yeah, 5-star skills, 3-star weak foot, and he's 6 foot, which is a decent height as well. Then moving on to Jordan Botaka. I actually was thinking that he would maybe be a right back. Like, my assumption was that he was going to be a right back in FIFA 20. That is what I was hoping for too, but he's a right mid. Reason I'm saying that is because I think he played right back for the majority for his team in the Belgian league, Sint-Truiden. But yeah, he still is a right mid. You can see from his work rates as well that it is medium attacking and high defensive. And yeah, still looks like a decent player. 83 pace, 77 dribbling, 65 shooting, 60 passing. Not too bad. And yeah, obviously 3-star skill was 5-star weak foot. Then moving on to another pretty old school player. That is going to be Alexandru Maxim, who now plays for Mainz. I think he did get a slightly pace downgrade. It will be a lot easier to link up this guy in hybrids because, as you do know, the Romanian league is actually in FIFA 20. Unfortunately, though, no 5-star skillers from that league. It's also something I just looked for straight away. But yeah, obviously there are plenty more Romanian players now in FIFA, which makes it easier to link up this guy. Maybe try some cheap beasts from that league. Moving on to the next player, which is going to be Farid Boulaya, who did get an upgrade, I do believe, midway FIFA 19. I could be wrong. Could be maybe FIFA 18. But yeah, I think he plays in the League 2, or they have promoted, I'm not sure. But I think he plays in the League 2. He's like a bit of a cheap Mahrez, if you like look at the nationality as well. 76 pace, 78 dribbling, 65 shooting, 70 passing. Doesn't look that bad for a silver, in all honesty. And then moving on to the final silver 5-star skiller for FIFA 20, which is going to be Aiden McGeady, the Irishman. 76 pace on him, 78 dribbling, 71 shooting, 72 passing, 61 physical. Plays for Sunderland, who are currently playing in the League 1, I think. The 3rd league in England, obviously. And yeah, 4-star weak foot. 5-star skill moves, obviously, is known because of the McGeady spin. And yeah, also one of the most old school 5-star skillers. So these are all the silver 5-star skillers in the game. We do have 1 bronze and the rest are silvers. And then obviously the next ones that I'm going to be showing to you guys are the golds and obviously also the icons. Now, you've probably already noticed that some players are missing, likes of Elton. I think he's the main man. He did actually move clubs. I think he went to a club in the Brazilian league, which is why he unfortunately is not in FIFA anymore. It's a big shame because I always really like to use him, and it's another Brasilver that we unfortunately have to say goodbye to. Actually, thinking of it, there are no Brazilian 5-star skillers which are silver in FIFA 20. That's actually, I think, the first time that actually happened, which is a bit crazy. Anyway, moving on to the first gold player, that's going to be Sam Larsson from Feyenoord from the Eredivisie. An okay player to use. Like if he was a silver, he would be pretty beast, I think. But yeah, low rated gold player, obviously a player you could maybe have in your starter team. And yeah, has some good links as well, since the Eredivisie looks pretty beastly this year. Moving on to the next player, Yannick Bolasie, still at Everton right here, but he currently is playing for Sporting Lisbon in obviously the Portuguese league. So that means he will obviously be in a more cheaper league as well. And he could be a player you could have in your starter team too. Looks pretty nice. 81 pace, 79 dribbling, 69 shooting, 69 passing, and 75 physical. Quite tall as well, 6'2", and I assume he's pretty strong too. I didn't check like the in-game stats for the skillers. That's one thing I forgot. But yeah, 4-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves. Looks nice. Next up, Matias Fernandez, who I think plays in the Colombian league, if I am right. 75 rated again. 70 pace, 78 dribbling, 69 shooting, 77 passing, 62 physical. Also a player that is very, very known in the sort of skilling community. Very old school player. Next up, we have a silver that got an upgrade from last year. That is going to be Luciano Acosta. And he looks like a pretty good player too, especially for starter teams again. He looks really nice. 81 pace, 80 dribbling, 67 shooting, 71 passing, 61 physical. Looks great. You can obviously link him up with the likes of Mackay, Steven and such. And yeah, I remember last year, I think he did get a upgrade skill moves wise during the winter. And he did get himself an inform too. You can let me know more about certain players if you know more info about them in the comment section down below, if they're playing good at their club and stuff. I'm always curious to see how those 5-star skillers usually do in real life. Next up, we have another player from the Saudi League. That is going to be Carlos Villanueva. Also, I think a common player right now in FIFA when it comes to the skillers. Not the most useful player. 61 pace, 78 dribbling, 71 shooting, 76 passing. A fun player to use and maybe link up with the likes of Matias Fernandez and some more players from the Saudi League. But apart from that, not really usable. The next player that's going to be usable this year, though, compared to last year, is going to be a nice player from the Bundesliga. Another Moroccan in Amin Harit, who did change position this year. Instead of being a right wing like he was last year, he is a center attacking mid this year. Still low rated, 76, 81 pace, 81 dribbling, 60 shooting, which is not the best, but yeah, I mean, he looks great for starter teams again. 71 passing as well. Not the strongest, but he has 5-star skill moves, which is sweet. Next up, we have El Giro Elia, another Dutch 5-star skiller. Plays obviously in the Turkish league. 92 pace, 84 dribbling. I remember I used him quite a bit last year at the beginning, and I actually really liked him. I remember actually him using as well on the beta at a Turkish team with some skillers in there. Likes of him and Charisma and stuff, and he played well for me too. So yeah, looking forward to pick him up again. Next up, we have a player who moved to the La Liga, who used to play in the Dutch league. That is going to be Martin Ødegaard. Now plays for Real Sociedad. And the one thing I wish EA had done with him is change position, because I think he would have been much better as a cam. Obviously, you can change it in game, positions and stuff, but he looks great as well. 74 pace, 84 dribbling, 69 shooting, not the best, but 82 passing. I can tell you already that passing is going to be a big thing, because from the games I've been playing, especially at the capture event, I noticed that players with low passing, it's so difficult to actually aim properly to your own players instead of passing the ball into your opponent's feet. So yeah, passing is, I think, going to be a big stat this year to look out for. So yeah, hopefully Ødegaard will be a player that is fun to use as well. Another player from the La Liga who you could potentially link up with Martin Ødegaard is going to be Vinicius Jr. I did actually use this guy in a video which I already uploaded to my channel, so be sure to check it out as well. I'll leave a link in the top right corner for you guys to check out, and also at the end of the video. But obviously Vinicius Jr., one of the main players for FIFA 20. You can see him pop up everywhere in the menus. And yeah, hopefully he's going to have a good season at Real Madrid. Even though he has the big competition in front of him with Eden Hazard. Hopefully he does well, picks up himself a few informs. But again, another player which looks like a fantastic player for starter teams. A bad thing about this guy though is that he's maybe a little bit too overhyped. So he could be a little bit expensive towards the start, but I think within a week or so he will be quite cheap. Next player that's going to be quite cheap, I think anyway, is going to be this man, Alain Saint-Maximin, a new 5-star skiller in FIFA 20. And he pretty much looks like the exact same as Vinicius Jr., but then on the right hand side. Stats-wise, they look very similar. This man was also in that video I was talking about earlier. So yeah, if you want to see some gameplay with him, then be sure to check out the video. Obviously plays for Newcastle. I did use this guy, I think, in the beta as well. And, I like using him. And he's obviously known for that Gucci hairband, which unfortunately won't be in FIFA due to licensing issues. But you can see a white hairband, which is pretty cool too. Stats-wise, he looks amazing. Again, 93 pace, 86 dribbling. Obviously the standout stats for him. And is a Premier League player, so he could be maybe a little bit expensive at the start. But I think gradually he will be very, very cheap. Next up is going to be a very old school player as well, who did get a big pace downgrade. Luis Nani now plays for Orlando City in the MLS. Another player you could link up with potentially Mackay Steven and Acosta as well. Now has 72 pace. They really did harsh on him. Yeah, I'm not too sure how he's been playing in MLS. I do believe he picked up like an inform or something, but yeah, obviously he still has that high dribbling, which is more than deserved. 75 shooting, 79 passing, 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot. A player you could maybe use as a cam. I think that's like the best position to have him in, because he's obviously not the fastest anymore, which is a shame. Next up, another player from the MLS, same position as well, is Ignacio Piatti from Montreal Impact. 80 rated as well, 73 pace, 84 dribbling, 81 shooting, which is nice, 74 passing, 75 physical. He was a 5-star skiller last year as well. And then we go to a brand new 5-star skiller, one of the most, I think, hype players for FIFA 20 and just in general in real life too. João Felix. I did include this guy also in that video, so if you want to see some gameplay with some new skillers, I would highly suggest checking out the video. Great response on it so far, so yeah, appreciate you guys watching the video as well. But this man is like honestly the first player I want to get as soon as the game drops. He's probably going to be a little bit expensive though, maybe like 20-30k at the start. Like it all depends as well how price ranges are going to be. But yeah, he looks great for an 80 rated player. 82 pace, 81 dribbling, 80 shooting as well, which is really, really big. And 74 passing, 70 physical, and obviously 5-star skill moves. Moving on to the next Portuguese player is going to be Ricardo Quaresma, still at Besiktas, but he actually moved to Kasimpasa in the Turkish league. And yeah, looks great as well. A player you could potentially link up with João Felix. 77 pace, 86 dribbling, 74 shooting, 82 passing on him as well. Moving on to another player on the right hand side is going to be Jesus Corona, still rocking that 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, and played for FC Porto. I'm not too sure if he changed stats like drastically, but he looks very usable as well. Looks like a great player. Next up to another player who has obviously 5-star skill moves, because every single player in this video has 5 stars, is going to be David Neres, who did change position from right wing to left wing, which is a little bit of a shame because there's another player at Ajax who also has 5 stars, so it would have been easier to have them both on the wing so you could like make a team around those two players. But yeah, he's a left wing this year. Looks great though, stats-wise. 87 pace, 87 dribbling is awesome for an 81 rated player with 73 shooting, 73 passing as well. It's not too bad. 3-star weak foot, left-footed player on the left-hand side. I'm looking forward to try this guy out. Next up, one of my all-time favorite 5-star skillers in honestly any FIFA. Marlos obviously is a Ukrainian citizen now. He did change nationality, I think, in FIFA 17. Yeah, I think in FIFA 17. And yeah, still playing for Shakhtar Donetsk. He did like get a lot of gray hairs though, but yeah, looking forward to try him out as well. He's a great player stats wise, and he's always very, very cheap at the start. So yeah, if you want to use like, don't want to say high rated players, but like good players, I guess, who play in cheap, like in not like the most obviously common leagues and like cheap leagues, I guess you could call them. Marlos is definitely a player you could try out. Moving on to the next player, the player I was talking about earlier, who links up with David Neres, is going to be Quincy Promes. Now move to Ajax, who looks like a beast as well. This man is going to be, I think, a very popular player at the start of FIFA, because he obviously gets that strong link with Tagliafico. And him having 91 pace, 82 dribbling, and 79 shooting and 79 passing as well is going to be big. I think he's going to be very popular at the start. Then moving on to another player, another Portuguese player who plays for AS Monaco actually. That's Gelson Martins. Used to play for Atletico Madrid, but I think he went on loan last season to Monaco during the winter. And now he's on a permanent deal at Monaco. Looks great as well, stats-wise. 95 pace, 86 dribbling, 71 shooting, 74 passing. I remember using him last year quite a few times, and yeah, shooting was not his best stat, so I guess it will be the same this year. Then moving on to the next player, yet again another player on the right-hand side is going to be Xherdan Shaqiri. One of the players that I thought was like one of the most random players that got an upgrade last year in terms of 5-star skill moves, but he still has them this year. Xherdan Shaqiri obviously playing for Liverpool. 80 pace, 85 dribbling, 75 shooting, or 77 shooting, my bad, and 81 passing as well. 69 physical. I'm not too sure what his strength is, but yeah, I think he's a lot stronger in real life. Like, could be maybe like because of his jumping that isn't really high, but yeah, he's quite strong in real life as well. He's quite bulky, so yeah, not too sure what is up with that, but looks very usable too. Next up, a player who did make a move to the Chinese Super League. So we do have a 5-star skiller in that league as well, finally. There's going to be Stefan El Shaarawy, went to Shanghai Shenhua, I think. It is pronounced. 82 rated left winger, 87 pace, 84 dribbling, 78 shooting, 71 passing. Definitely a player to look out for when it comes to starter teams. Also plays in a little bit of an off league. Although the Chinese Super League actually has some pretty beastly players this year, now to think of it. The likes of Paulinho, who has 4-star skill moves too. So yeah, he could be a player to look out for actually. But yeah, rocking that medium attacking and high defensive work rates, which is a bit strange. But yeah, he's obviously one of the most old school 5-star skillers too, especially a silver card back in the day, FIFA 12. Was very popular. Next up, we have Federico Bernardeschi, who now plays for Piemonte Calcio. Obviously, as you all know, Juventus is not in the game, but yeah, still playing for Juve, of course. 83 rated, right mid, 81 pace, 87 dribbling, 75 shooting, 81 passing. Not too bad. Next up, another player from Juve, Quadrado. Looks a little bit better than Bernardeschi. 91 pace, 87 dribbling as well, 72 shooting, 77 passing. Moving on to Marcus Rashford from Manchester United, who now is a striker by default. I think he was a left winger last year and did get like a position change during the winter, and that is when he also actually got that skill upgrade. He looks amazing, and I think he's going to be very, very expensive at the beginning. Obviously 83 rated, Premier League player and English. That's like the perfect combination if you think of it. 92 pace, 83 dribbling, 82 shooting. He looks amazing. Next player that actually looks really good as well to link up with Rashford is going to be Wilfried Zaha. Also 83 rated, 91 pace, 87 dribbling on him too. 76 shooting, 72 passing. I think these two players are going to be very popular at the start of the FIFA 2, like in terms of Premier League teams. Looking forward to try this man out too. Next up, we have Ousmane Dembele, a player that has finally gotten his 5-star skill moves back. I honestly never know why EA decide to downgrade players and then upgrade them the next year again. It's so random, and they've literally done the same thing this year again. I asked so many people at EA, and the people that work in Vancouver, like, they don't decide basically. There are like people who watch the La Liga, for example, the League One, the Premier League, and those people decide which players get 5-star skill moves. And I think those people actually work in Romania, like I think in Bucharest or something. I could be wrong, but I think that's like how it's done. It's a bit strange, or it's in Germany, I'm not too sure. But yeah, obviously he has 5-star skill moves again, 5-star weak foot. Could be a sick player to link out with João Felix. And can't wait to use this guy because I absolutely loved him in FIFA 17. I think that was the last year he had 5-star skill moves. Next up, a player that did get a downgrade, 2 ratings actually. Douglas Costa, still 5-star skill moves though. 94 pace, 91 dribbling. Still looks very, very usable. Moving on to a player that did get a little bit of an upgrade. Jadon Sancho, obviously also one of the players you see a lot in the FIFA menus. I wish he would have moved to United or something, into a Premier League team, but he still looks great, rocking that obviously Dortmund badge in the Bundesliga. 88 pace, 90 dribbling, 72 shooting, 77 passing. Also a player I think is going to be very popular at the start of FIFA, hence why he could be like quite expensive, but it really depends how EA are going to be doing like the price ranges. Next up, my favorite player from last year, Memphis Depay, 84 rated center forward this year. He was a striker by default last year, so it's not really a big deal, the position change. But honestly, look at those stats. He looks so sick. 87 pace, 83 dribbling, 80 shooting, 81 passing. I'm not too sure what his finishing is. I hope it's a little bit higher than it was last year, even though he scored a bunch of goals for me. I will actually leave a link to FUTWIZ website where you can check like all the in-game stats I think for those players. So if you're curious to see the in-game stats for the skillers, then check them out as well. Next up, we have Riyad Mahrez, obviously player from Man City who did get a slight downgrade, 85 from 85 to 84 now. Still looks very usable, 84 pace, 89 dribbling, 78 shooting, 79 passing. Next up, Zlatan Ibrahimovic from the leagues. I think he was, I think, 84 rated from the leaks that I saw on Reddit and on Twitter. Still looks amazing though. Did get a slight pace downgrade, but rocking that 88 shooting is obviously awesome. Still having 5-star skill moves. And yeah, him linking up with the likes of Mackay Steven, Acosta, Nani, Piatti is going to be a lot of fun, I think, to try out like cheap MLS teams. Next up, we have Marcelo, the only defender in the game which has 5-star skill moves. Yeah, doesn't really look that amazing anymore. Still 85 rated, but looking at those like main stats that you obviously need for a defender, 81 pace, 77 defending, and 79 physical. Not the best, but obviously the standout stats are 89 dribbling and 83 passing. Obviously 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, high attacking, low defensive work rates. Still a really fun player to use though. Moving on to Felipe Coutinho, who now plays for Bayern. Did get a rating, I think, downgrade as well from an 88 to an 86. I wish, again, he was a central player. I think he would be a lot more usable in that position. But I think because he's a left mid, or left wing, he could be a little cheaper than if he was like a cam or something. Still looking forward to try this guy out, because Bundesliga is, I think, the league that is going to be one of the most popular leagues in general this year. They have some really, really sick players. And yeah, looking forward to try out Felipe Coutinho as well. Moving on to another winger which has 5-star skill, who's going to be Angel Di Maria. Did get a +2 on his rating. I loved him last year. Used him a bunch of games. I used his, I think, team this season for Fatal. Used his inform quite a few times. And I really liked him. Despite him having 2-star weak foot, he still looks awesome. 84 pace, 87 dribbling, 79 shooting, 84 passing. Again, looking forward to try this man out. Moving on to another player from Bayern, Thiago Alcantara. Still rocking that 5-star skill moves, of course. And yeah, 69 pace. I think he got a little downgrade on that. 90 dribbling, 74 shooting, 85 passing. He's not like the... I don't think he's going to be really expensive, because he's like a central player that you could either use as a cam or a CDM or like a center mid. But like the stats that you need to have in those positions are not the best, basically. Like pace, shooting is not the best, and defending too. So yeah, I don't think he will be really expensive. Maybe only because when like SPCs are out because of the rating. But still, always a fun player that I really liked every single year. Moving on to the next player, Paul Pogba, who seems to get a worse guard every single year. But still looks great though. 74 pace, 85 dribbling, 81 shooting, 86 passing, 86 physical. He actually looks pretty beastie. But yeah, pace-wise, defending-wise, obviously, I think he got a little bit of a downgrade in that. 6'3", 4-star weak foot, still rocking the 5-star skill moves, and obviously is French. And the next player that I'm going to be showing to you guys, who is also French, looks unreal. Did get a position change. Kylian Mbappe is now a striker by default. I did pack his, I think, second in form in an untradeable Team of the Week pack last year, and I used him for so many games. Absolutely loved him, and looking forward to try this guy out as well. He honestly looks amazing. 96 pace, 90 dribbling, 84 shooting. From what I've heard, he's like one of the best players in the game. Like, he's up there with Ronaldo, like how good he is. Moving on to another player from PSG, left winger, Neymar Jr. I don't think he changed that much stats-wise. Still 92 rated, still at PSG, even though there were a lot of rumors that he would maybe go to Barca or even to Real Madrid, but still plays for PSG. 5-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves, obviously. One of my favorite players last year too. And then the highest rated 5-star skiller in the game, in terms of like not including the icons, is going to be Cristiano Ronaldo. This year he's 93 rated. Honestly, I don't know why they decided to downgrade him. It's a bit strange why they did it. Like, he obviously still had a great season for Juve. But yeah, 93 rated. Again, not too sure why. Still looks like an absolute beast though. Probably still one of the best players in the game. And yeah, I can't wait to try him out. Will probably be like towards the end of maybe this year. Hopefully anyway. But yeah, he looks amazing. So now we're going through the icons. There will be a bunch of icons that you're already familiar with. I will only be showing you guys the baby versions and the mid versions, because we were not able to like try out the prime versions or the prime moments. If you want to see the stats though for the prime ones, you can obviously check out FUTWiz again. I think those are available on our website too. So starting off, Okocha, still 85 rated, didn't change much. Next up, Ricardo Kaká, a player I never expected would get 5-star skill moves. A bit random to me. He still looks sick though, but I wish he would have gotten better stats. Like, this man is honestly one of my childhood, like, favorites. Honestly, Kaká is, like, that AC Milan team back in the day. Damn, like, he was my favorite player by far back then. And, yeah, it's a shame to see that he's only 87 rated, like his baby version. I think his baby version should have at least been 89 or something. He was honestly one of the best players at the time. Won the freaking Ballon d'Or too, so I'm not too sure what is up with his rating. Next up, Okocha again, 87 rated, right mid. Not that interesting in all honesty. Next up, another random player, Andrea Pirlo. Can someone please let me know why this man has 5 stars? I honestly can't get my head around it. Like, as soon as I saw it, I thought it was a joke, and everyone at the capture event actually thought that it was a joke. Like, no one took it seriously, and everyone thought like, ah, this is a mistake, they'll fix it. But nope, it's final. I still can't believe it. It's sick though having him 5-star skill moves, because he would be a player that I obviously would never use if he had 3 stars, which I thought he was gonna get anyway. But yeah, him having 5 stars now is cool. Obviously he gets the perfect link with the likes of Baccio, which is nice. Next up, the mid version of Ricardo Kaká. I'm actually doing a little like Skilling to Glory series around this man, which will be up I think in a few days time. So look forward to that as well. We'll include some other YouTubers as well, me playing other YouTubers. So we'll be a mini Road to Glory-ish, where I'm like unlocking icons. But yeah, I used this man and I actually did like him a lot. He played really good for me, despite him again not having the greatest stats. I think this should have been his baby version with definitely higher pace though, like 90 or something. It's still strange to see how they kind of yeah treated him. It's still a bit strange. Next up, Johan Cruyff, still 89 rated. Same goes for Ronaldinho, still obviously rocking that 5-star skill moves. Andrea Pirlo, the mid version, which is 90 rated, also 5-star skill moves. Again, I honestly don't know why he has 5 stars. Next up, Garrincha, a player I'm really looking forward to try out. I've heard a lot of good things about him, and the player I can sort of like relate to him is Maicon Liete. Obviously, Maicon Liete used to be a silver, but I think he was like somewhere around the same height. Right-footed, 5-star skill moves, Brazilian. I think this man is going to be very popular, and I think a player that I'm going to be liking a lot. Next up, obviously the most hyped player for FIFA 20, Zinedine Zidane. This is his baby version, and he honestly looks unreal. 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot, and stats-wise he looks unreal. 91 rated, 84 pace, 90 dribbling, 86 shooting, 91 passing, 81 physical. If you want to see like reviews on him, I would suggest checking out Marshall's channel, Marshall89HD. And yeah, he's done like a few reviews on I think the versions of Zidane. So yeah, if you want to see how he plays, if you want to see gameplay, definitely check him out. Then we have Baccio again at 91 rated. Johan Cruyff also 91 rated. Ronaldinho also 91 rated. Maradona 91 rated. Pele 91 rated. Then we have Garrincha, the mid version 92. Looks unbelievably good as well. 90 pace, 94 dribbling, 86 shooting, 92 passing. He looks really, really sick. Then next up we have Zinedine Zidane, the mid version. I honestly, like, I don't even want to know how his prime moments is going to be, like stats wise. I think everything is like above 80, I think. Like, I'm not sure what his prime is. I think he's 96, but like not too sure on all the other stats. But I think that card is going to be absolutely unreal. Then we have Ronaldo, of course, online Ronaldo, Maradona, and Pele. Again, like I've said before, there are some more versions of these icons, which you can find on the FUTWiz website, obviously. So if you want to check them out, feel free to do so. Link is in the description down below. As I said at the beginning as well, there are some players which unfortunately got a downgrade. We got the likes of Santi Cazorla, Kingsley Coman, Acuna, Chervi from Benfica. Obviously Elton unfortunately left the game since he no longer plays in the Saudi League anymore, plays in the Brazilian League, which unfortunately is not in the game. At least the players are not in the game. On top of my head, I think there are probably a few more, but it's a shame, man. Like, that EA just randomly downgrade players, upgrade players. Like Dembele is the perfect example. Even Pirlo, like, why does he have 5-star skill moves? I've got no clue, but I'm fine with it though. Like, it's sick to have him as a 5-star skiller, even though it's still a bit random. Anyway, guys, I think the video was quite long, but I just wanted to address my opinions on like the 5-star skillers. And also obviously let you guys know that Skill to Glory will be back, and we will be using all of these players in FIFA 20. So look forward to that. Again, if you liked the video, drop a like. Let me know your thoughts as well about all the players in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell for more FIFA 20 videos. And that is pretty much the end. I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.